A very warm welcome to FQTV, and the big day is finally upon us. A historic occasion. It's the first time Football Queensland's premier competition has been held here at the iconic Suncorp Stadium. It's certainly a testament to the growing popularity and success of football in this state that we can showcase some of our best teams and players on this very grand stage. We've got a huge day ahead of us with 4 matches to be played, culminating in the NPL Men's Grand Final between Gold Coast Knights and Moreton Bay United. We can hear from our captains from our first match between Surfers Paradise Apollo and Wynnum Wolves. Just going through their paces. Pre-match. Teams who finished first and second on the Macca's FQPL 1 men's ladder. And we can hear from them right now.
A lot of the boys have been together for a fair bit of time, gone up through the leagues together, and good mates off the pitch as well, which I think helps in those tough moments throughout the season, which everyone's going to have. We really back each other and stick together and make sure we get the result in those tough ones where the points come out at the end of the season. Because there's a good mentality of the club that we expect to win and we want to win. The training's got that intensity to it, so we can do that on the pitch, and even just the off the pitch stuff as well. It gets sorted out so that as players you can just focus on getting the business done. We had a bit of a shaky start to the season, 1 point from the first 9. I think a lot of people were doubting us as a club and as a team and as players, what can we really bring to this league? So to turn that around and go unbeaten since round 3 is a massive testament, I guess, to the mental character of all the boys. I think we're a different team to the one we were when they did beat us earlier in the season. I think we've grown a lot and developed a lot as a team structure as well. But we've got the 3 top goal scorers in the league. I think we've got the best defence in the league, and as a midfield unit that I'm a part of, I think we're confident that we can dominate games. So I think as long as everyone does their job on the day, I think that'll be enough to get us over the line.
I'd say the biggest strengths is our attitude, just our mentality going into every game. We always want to win, we always fight, we're always hungry. And I think it shows on the pitch. I think we've had a couple of games where we've been behind or been down. Every game's pretty close, pretty tough. We always manage a way to find a way through and always get the result. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game. I think that on our day that we can beat anybody, and it'll be really good to show that on Sunday, just push it through and get the result. It's like a really cool experience to sort of be a part of that history that Suncorp has, because Suncorp's got a really vast and just a great history of Matildas playing there recently and Socceroos, and just sort of be a part of that's a really cool experience, and the run out with your mates as well. It's always a great thing, great feeling.
Thanks for joining us wherever you are for this historic day here at the iconic Suncorp Stadium. I'm Adam Cattell. I'm delighted to have James Coughlin alongside me. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Adam. Well, what a day it is shaping up to be. Clear blue skies, the sun is shining down on the pitch, and we are ready for our first game, the Macca's FQPL 1 Grand Final at the home of Sporting Queensland, Suncorp Stadium.
It doesn't get much better than this, James. We've had some very memorable moments here, and of course, most recently that dramatic Matildas World Cup penalty shootout win against France. I know that was a game you had the pleasure of calling, but today, for the players involved, they've got their own opportunity to make their own history.
It's a special venue, it's a memorable venue, and I'm only just getting over that Matildas France game as well, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next 90 or maybe 120 minutes has in store for us, and I'm very glad to be next to you, Adam.
Fantastic. Of course, we have our first game is that Macca's FQPL 1 men's grand final between Surfers Paradise Apollo and Wynnum Wolves. Well, 12 months ago, these two sides actually met in the FQPL 2 men's final, and that was played at Wolves' home of Carmichael Park. Fast forward a year, and they're about to do it again in a slightly different setting.
They are, and it's a bit of a recent rivalry between these two. They had a pretty epic series of matchups during the regular season, and now there is the trophy that they are playing for, and I'm pretty sure both captains will be eager to lift it in a couple of hours' time.
Absolutely, all eyes on the prize. Both of these teams will be playing NPL football next year. Surfers Paradise having taken out top spot, with Wolves finishing 4 points behind in the second promotion place, but they can put the icing on the cake today and take home the Macca's FQPL 1 men's grand final trophy.
They will, and some supporters making their way in already. Got a couple of Wolves flags I see in the western stand as well. And, well, that banner says it all, what they're playing for. Champions. We'll be walking out underneath that, and it looks like we are closing in on walkouts. We're only a few minutes away from kickoff, but I actually did that game at Carmichael Park back in June, and boy, it was an epic end-to-end game that finished in a 2-2 draw.
Mackenzie James, our referee this morning, leading out these two teams. What a moment for both of these players. What might be going through their minds right now, James?
Well, for starters, this is probably the earliest kickoff they've had since about under 8, but I'm also curious about how the fitness is going to hold up for both of these teams. End of the season, a lot of these guys have played 20 plus games, and well, let's run through the starting lineups now.
Well, here we go with Surfers Paradise, and they do make one change from their semi-final win. Ollie Staunton, number 22, is in the starting 11. He takes the place of Joel Russell, of course, who finished the season as the competition's top scorer, so maybe a little surprise there. Joel Russell on the bench.
It's a nice luxury to have, being able to call on the Golden Boot winner off the bench.
Yes, not a bad option to have at all. As we just complete the formalities, and let's have a look at the Wynnum Wolves lineup here, coached by Mark Wills. And they are unchanged from their semi-final win against Logan Lightning. Captained by number 24, Jacob Graham. And now Adam Edgar and Danilo Kovacevic, who did miss that semi-final victory, will be amongst the substitutes today, James.
And just looking at the starting lineup, number 18, Cade McDermott, he was a member of the Roachdale team that played in the FQPL 1 Grand Final last year, went down to Redlands, but if you're looking for experience in the equivalent of this match, McDermott is probably the one that is a standout performer, and now you get the team photos as well, and you got to think right now these guys are just going, all right, we've made it to Grand Final day, and not to borrow a quote from the Waterboy, but last game of the year, can't hold anything back.
Absolutely. And we are moments away from kickoff. Just confirmation there of our officials for this morning. I have to get used to saying that. Morning doesn't feel quite right. But Mackenzie James is our referee. He'll be assisted by James Sherry and Abdullah Misi. Tom Fell is our fourth official. As the two captains, Adam Powell, the Surfers Paradise, and Jacob Graham, complete the coin toss.
Two imposing players as well, not wanting to get on the wrong side of either of them. But yeah, the sun is beating down, and I think we're looking about a maximum temperature of about 25 degrees today. And I know they say it doesn't get cold in Queensland, but you go to some of these grounds on a Saturday night and you're definitely needing to be rugged up. So a lot of miles on the legs of these players, and just the fitness as they go through the game is going to be very telling.
Absolutely, James. I can testify, having been pitch side a little earlier, I can tell you it is warm, and I think certainly substitutes might play a key part in today.
And keeping in mind as well, Surfers Paradise, they were pushed all the way in their semi-final by strikers. They needed the extra 30 minutes to get by. So I'm wondering, is there going to be any sort of residual fallback for them?
Yes, Surfers Paradise did need extra time to finally see off Brisbane Strikers last weekend. Helped in no small part by a couple of goals by Marcus Allison. Kickoff is moments away. Wynnum Wolves will be getting us started in their yellow kit, going from left to right on your screen. Surfers Paradise in their familiar white shirts and blue shorts. What a day, what a setting. Mackenzie James just checks his watch. And we are underway in the Macca's FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final here at Suncorp Stadium. The first of 4 games today, don't forget. And Surfers Paradise with an early throw-in. James, I think it's fair to say Wynnum Wolves might not have been in many pundits' tips for promotion this season. Have they surprised you?
A little bit, yeah. I expected them to finish mid-table and be competitive, but I think it's a testament to the program that Mark Wills has built up there, where they've managed to earn back-to-back promotions alongside Surfers Paradise, and I'm looking forward to seeing these two face off again next year, but first I suppose we've got to get through today's game.
Absolutely. You mentioned Mark Wills there. I can tell you it's his last game in charge today of Wynnum Wolves. He did tell me that the club want to move in a different direction, so there will be a parting of ways, although with the success he's had, James, I'm sure he won't be short of a few offers.
He's built up a pretty impressive resume as well, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future holds for him. He's done a great job with this side, and they're tough, and that's probably the biggest compliment I can pay them, is the toughness, the resiliency, and they've got it all up against them now, against the premiers.
Wynnum Wolves with the throw-in. Just trying to find Cade McDermott. Ball back with Luke Murphy.
Calls for a handball there. I don't think there was much in it.
Play continues. Ball with the captain, Jacob Graham. That pass is intercepted, and here's an opportunity for Surfers Paradise to get forward with Morgan Saunders, but it's well read by Graham. And all the way back to his goalkeeper, Duncan Short, who clears halfway.
And we should, pay fair testament to the striking duo that is starting today, Morgan Saunders and Teddy Watson. Just a lazy 27 goals between them in the season, so pretty solid effort, and I suppose it does allow them to have Joel Russell on the bench.
Of course, not a bad option to have on the bench. Joel Russell, in his breakout year this season, had a fantastic year to finish the competition's top scorer with 15 goals. Surfers Paradise finishing the top scorers in the competition with 63 in total. And the aforementioned Saunders and Watson also making up the top 3, as here's a chance for Wynnum Wolves as they come forward here. Looks for support, finds it from Connor McCauley, who's a man in red-hot form, Connor McCauley, but he's given that one away, and here's Teddy Watson now. Neat turn, but Wynnum Wolves hunting in packs, pardon the pun, as we do have the game's first free kick.
Stortner with the challenge, former Gold Coast Knights man Ollie Stortner.
Yes, spent time in the Central Coast Mariners Academy. Diagonal ball in from Sopakiotis. And then Walters adjudged to have made the foul. So James, both these teams will be playing NPL football next season. How do you see the two teams shaping up for next year?
Well, there's a long off-season to go, a lot of recruitment to take place, you feel, on both sides as well, but the impact players going both ways. You look at the likes of Cryam, Powell, just to name a couple, the two captains, they're more than cut out for NPL football, and Kyron Walters, he was a mid-season signing from Penn Power, and he was looking more than comfortable in that Penn Power side that did get off to a slow start this season, but he was able to we see the ball down the sideline.
Ball here for Jacob Crane. The ball has gone out of play.
Yeah, mid-season signing for Walters. Just a couple of goals, but he was heavily involved right from the outset.
And these are two teams who get along quite well, and I think it does stem from the coaching staff, and sadly Surfers head coach Alex Morrison unable to attend today's game due to personal reasons, but his assistant Andy Robertson is taking charge. one of 3 Scots in the Surfers coaching staff. Also Graham Fife as well.
Well, I think our sideline reporter, Alan Kroll, might have put that statement.
He'll be feeling right at home, Will. We'll be going to him at some stage. As Wynnum look to try and build here. And the switch of play is cut out by Allison, and here's a chance. Saunders had straight into an offside position. Play continues, and that will be a free kick taken quickly, and Morgan Saunders and Duncan Short with the save.
Some quick thinking there.
Andy Robertson applauding the decision making of his side. What a chance there for Morgan Saunders.
And I'm pretty sure that was Allison who had the through ball as well. Just saw the run being made by Saunders. Some phenomenally quick thinking.
And it's Staunton across to take this corner for Surfers Paradise. Well, there's our first chance of the game. Duncan Short equal to the task. In comes the corner. And Short just getting a hand on that. I think he's claiming he was impeded, but Mackenzie James is unmoved, and Staunton will make his way across.
I think that was more of a hopeful appeal rather than with any sort of confidence.
Yeah, didn't seem too much conviction in it, but Ollie Staunton across to take this corner. To be taken right-footed, and it comes from Staunton. Heads go up, and it's off the line by Alex Jenko. Surfers Paradise coming close again, but they can break here with Luke Murphy. He's got Walters through the middle if he can find him.
Phenomenal backtracking by Barwick.
And then Luke Murphy just kicking the ball away in frustration. He might have to be careful here, the Wolves number 6. Just getting a talking to from the referee. Just delayed the pass there, I think, at the wrong time, didn't he, James? As Watson lays it off. Picked up here by Graham. Mears with time to turn. Won back well here by Teddy Watson. Cuts inside. Staunton. Allison. Sono can't reach the ball, and Wolves will pick it up here. Through ball looking for Conor McCauley. And Wolves with a throw in close to the corner flag. Surfers player has gone down there. Referee just signalling treatment will be needed. As we watch on the replay here.
It's Darryl Bright.
Yeah, just a coming together there between Bright and McCauley. Darryl Bright, the Irishman, in his 3rd season here with Surfers Apollo. Be hoping it's nothing too serious. Lucy Ogden, the physio. Just giving Bright some treatment. Sure, it may be a hamstring.
I suppose that is part of the byproduct of playing these morning games as well, where you've just got the, it's not always a early warm-up, and I think I just saw the physio signalling for a substitution.
Oh, well, that would be a blow for Surfers Paradise. Game not even 10 minutes old, and Darryl Bright maybe forced into an early substitution as Wolves win the throw in. Taken by Sopakiotis, flicked on by Murphy, and here's a chance! Oh! And there's the game's first goal!
How about that?
Jack Webb! What a finish from him! And Wynnum Wolves have the lead on 9 minutes here at the Suncorp.
And it was just set up perfectly for him as well, off the corner. And Wolves, they strike first in the grand final.
Jack Webb, who's had his share of injury problems this season. And what a moment for him and for Wynnum Wolves. Some early cheer for their support.
Don't they love it? And here we go with the replay. It's a long throw.
Long throw is over. Sono flicked on by Murphy, and how's that for a volley?
So well worked as well. Just the header from Murphy, and he couldn't have placed it any better, for it was rifled into the roof of the net.
Oh no, goalkeeper was going to save that one as Surfers Paradise Apollo out now making that change. And it's number 15, Harrison Lister, making his way onto the pitch. I don't think he would expect to have been on this early, James.
No, and you wonder how long it's going to take him to settle, because there would be grand final day nerves as well. He probably was thinking maybe 20 minutes at the end to seeing what they need, but now he's got to play out another 80 minutes of normal time.
He does indeed. He has actually played a lot of football this season, Harrison Lister, due to Will Peck and Darryl Bright being injured at various times. He was Gold Coast United under-23 captain last season in his first year with the club, and well, what a moment as Surfers Paradise do win a free kick. It's Ollie Stauntner will be the man to take. Can they find an instant response? Headed away by Graham. Picked up by Sono.
Well, I suppose that's one thing we can say with pretty strong confidence here, Adam. There's been no shortage of goals between these sides of late. This season, 2-2 draw back in round 15, 3-2 Wolves win in round 4, so definitely got some more goals coming today, I feel.
Absolutely, as Morgan Saunders competing with Jacob Graham, who's just able to shepherd that ball out for a goal kick.
So well defended, so strong, and most importantly, so calm from the Wolves captain.
Absolutely, so Surfers Paradise finding themselves a goal down and have lost Darryl Bright. As we just look at the replay there, it's great defending, because Morgan Saunders, all 6'5" of him.
Look, I would have, if it were me there, I would have just said, yeah, you take it.
You
You're
have
a lot
it,
bigger
yeah.
than me. That's why I'm up here with you, though.
Mia's on the turn, finding Luke Murphy. Cut out by Scott. Surfers coming forward again. It's been an open start here. Luke Murphy across to just put that one out for a throw in. He's a combative player, I think you describe him, Luke Murphy. Number 6, another Scott, former Capella Bar player.
I should be keeping a tally on the number of UK players that you're going to bring up today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 on both sides, it must be said. As Macaulay wins the free kick. Yeah, these two sides have been on a similar trajectory in the last couple of years, as we've mentioned. And actually, Mark Wills and Alex Morrison know each other. They did their B licence together back in 2018 and remain on good terms.
You'd have to hope with how often they've seen each other lately.
Yes, they have met once or twice, haven't they? I'm sure Alex Morrison will be tuning in. He'll be disappointed to see his side a goal down.
He would, but again, you've got the top 3 Golden Boot scorers as well, so I don't think he would be too panicked just yet. Still a long way to go in this match. We're not even a quarter of an hour through.
Oh, as Walters almost getting on the end of that through ball. Ball out of play for a throw in.
Impact subs possibly for Wolves.
I'm sure we'll be seeing maybe Adam Edgar at some stage. He's just back after surgery. I spent the last 4 weeks out.
Of course he was going to be fit for this one. It's grand final day. But Adam Edgar, he does have plenty of FQPL grand final experience.
Just pick it up there with Lockie Mears, and Luke Murphy might think about the shots and has a go with the left foot, and it's saved by Rivers. Luke Murphy, who scored in that semi-final win against Logan Lightning hitting the target there. To be fair, it was a save you'd probably expect Harvey Rivers to make, but they're still going here as Macaulay drags that shot wide.
Wolves are desperate for a second goal because they know how important that extra lead is going to be. Sopokiotis scored the equaliser out at Carmichael Park a few months ago. Popped up from the fullback spot.
Here is the captain, Adam Powell. Another Englishman, James. Be delighted to hear.
Hang on, I just got to add.
Yep, just add that to the tally. Here he is, Adam Powell. He's got options left and right.
And he just held that ball a little bit too long.
Just went behind Morgan Saunders in the end, and Wolves able to clear.
And Watson was making a run down this near side touchline from where we are, and that was very, very close. As the offside flag has gone up against Wolves.
Forward by Adam Powell, but it's into touch by Jacob Crane. Yes, Adam Powell. As I did mention before here, the Surfers Paradise skipper. He was a professional at Cheltenham Town back in England before moving to Australia in 2015. He's had spells at Nerang and Broadbeach. Into his second season now, 28-year-old. He's actually close friends with the goalkeeper Harvey Rivers. Another Englishman.
Tick.
Tick. They're actually friends and business partners.
Oh, there you go. Well, look, I want to bring this a little bit more local as well. When you think about, it's a big day for Gold Coast football as well, when you consider how many Gold Coast teams are actually involved today.
Yes, a huge day for the Gold Coast, of course. We've got, as we just break off for this free kick, it was taken short. And Barwick able to get the cross into the far post, and it's flicked away by Webb. Still not clear. Surfers Paradise picking it up here with Sono. Watson trying to find the layoff, and Alexchenko can clear it away, and here come Wynnum Wolves with Luke Murphy. Cut out and picked up by Surfers. It's Allison. Forward by Barwick. No one on the same wavelength there, and the ball back with Duncan Short. Do you think the venue could play its part today, James? Obviously unusual settings for these two sides.
It has to play a little bit of a role as well, because you're also just, as we said in the intro, you're aware of all the magical moments we've had here just from a football perspective, let alone with the other coaches as well. You think of the 3 Brisbane Roar Grand Final wins, just some phenomenal Roar games full stop, and then of course the Women's World Cup over the last couple of months as well.
Yeah, of course, and I can think back to that Tim Cahill overhead kick back in the Asian Cup here in 2015. I mentioned that as I was right behind it. I got a great view of that goal. But yes, of course, many, many memorable moments.
You're a little closer than me. I was in New York City for that Asian Cup.
There you go, yes.
I was in Vegas for the final. That was fun.
Well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, James, as we both know.
I'll take that as a code to focus on the game at hand.
And certainly that goal of Jack Webb was worthy of any stage, wasn't it, James? It was a... I don't know if he's hit a better volley than that one.
Well, look, if you're going to pull that out, you may as well do it on Grand Final day.
Yeah, not a bad place to do it. 18 minutes gone here at the Suncorp Stadium. Wynnum Wolves with the lead, thanks to Jack Webb in the 9th minute. Surfers Paradise forced into an early change, with Darryl Bright being forced off. As Morgan Saunders picks it up here. Wins his side a throw in. Morgan Saunders, 6'5" striker in his first year with the club. He's got NPL experience with Eastern Suburbs. Actually joined the club from Magpie Crusaders. 14 league goals this season. Just 1 behind Joel Russell.
Well-travelled striker Morgan Saunders.
Powell. Oh, and then it's a bit of a loose layoff. And here comes Luke Murphy again, bursting through the midfield. Just held up.
Teddy Watson, who had the turnover, tracking back well.
Yeah, Teddy Watson maybe atoning for his earlier error. Here's Jack Webb asking too much of Luke Murphy. Cade McDermott, the Wolves number 18, son of the accomplished Wolves FC player Billy McDermott. Joined the club from Rochdale. Ball back with Harvey Rivers. He's got extensive non-league experience in the UK with Truro City and Gloucester. Powell laying that one off for Will Peck, and he's almost squeezed that one through. Read by Peck. Saunders competing with Kristen Waters. Waters winning that particular duel. Luke Murphy, who's been at the heart of most of Wynnum's play in this opening 20 minutes or so. Alex Chenko is given away. One back well, and then an early through ball. Asking too much of Kyron Walters.
Oh, I know he's quick, but maybe not that quick.
Yes. Kyron Walters, who did join the club mid-season from Peninsula Power, actually represented the Indigenous Australian team, getting the winner in the decider against the New Zealand Maoris earlier this year. And there he is again, just intercepting that pass, but it's picked up by Sono. Peck. It's layoff from Brad Scott, who got the third goal in that extra time semi-final win against Brisbane Strikers last weekend. Here is Scott again, chested down by Saunders. Surfers Paradise just enjoying a little bit of possession until it's given away to Kyron Walters, and Wolves can try and break here. Through ball, not finding Macaulay. Now Dylan Barwick. Lay off to Allison, gets it back. Oh, that's a nice interplay between the two. Shot comes in from Allison. Drags it wide.
Not afraid to get forward, Barwick, and almost paid dividends that time getting into the box, but able to direct that shot on target.
Yeah, nice little link up there with Marcus Allison, who's got 4 FQPL goals this season, as we have a look on the replay. Just screwing his shot wide on that occasion. 2 goals, of course, in that extra time victory against Brisbane Strikers. And he's from footballing stock. Marcus Allison, he is the grandson of Malcolm Allison, who some of our older viewers may remember as the flamboyant manager of Manchester City back in the 70s. As Wolves come forward here and the shot comes in, it's a tame one and easy for Harvey Rivers.
Looks like he just slipped as he went to strike that one, Alex Zinko.
Former Brisbane Strikers player.
I'm saying plenty of water on the pitch as well, which has it looking a treat, it has to be said.
Yeah, I think Surfers Paradise, I think it's fair to say the field hasn't been in great condition at various times this season. Of course, they're playing out of Gold Coast Knights as Scott charges forward. It's being tracked by Jack Webb. Cross comes in looking for Saunders. Half cleared, and Sopakiotis with the header, shot back in from Marcus Allison. But it's skywards rather than goalwards.
And that was a really well done ball into the box as well for Surfers, just breaking down that right side. I think Alex Zinko had come forward and they tried to get in the space that he'd vacated, but were just unable to do it.
Marcus Allison with his second opportunity. You feel maybe Surfers Paradise just after that obviously blow of losing the goal, as we watch on the replay, that early cross coming in.
And it was a necessary intervention from Waters as well.
Absolutely, and then Topakiotis with the header. Difficult one there for Allison to keep down. But yeah, certainly as we're now past the midway point in the first half, Surfers Paradise, after the blow of that early goal they conceded, then losing Darryl Bright, maybe just starting to settle into this contest, James.
For sure, and look, losing Bright sucks. I don't think you can really say otherwise, but they've got plenty of impact players to count upon as well, and that front three of Stautner, Saunders and Watson, they can make things happen, not to mention the onrushing Barwick.
Yeah, and here he comes, Dylan Barwick, into the penalty area, making a charge for the byline.
And it just feels like Barwick is getting it forward a little bit more in the last few minutes as well, just trying to add that extra number in attack. And probably be the same thing with Scott on the other side as well. Those fullbacks pushing forward, trying to get to the byline and just cause stress on the central defenders for Wynnum Wolves.
Certainly been asking questions of the Wolves defence, who have this corner to defend, taken short by Stautner. Layoff from Watson, in it comes, and Wolves can get it away. Taken down nicely by Scott, and back in, and it was Graham with the header. A fall here for Allison, who has time to tee up the cross. Webb completing the clearance. And Wolves just being pinned back here by Surfers Paradise.
They are, but I'm curious how long this crossing strategy is going to continue from Surfers, because yes, they've got Saunders with the height advantage, but it's not like Wynnum's central defenders are necessarily the shortest people in the world. They're able to, rise up and just get in the way, and that's what we've seen so far as well, where Crime and Waters have just been able to contribute as needed.
Yeah, here he is. Kristen Waters getting there first. Layoff to Macaulay. In comes Luke Murphy. Gets it back from Alexchenko, and ball eventually going out of play for a throw in. But yes, Kristen Walters and Jacob Graham, fairly large units, you might describe them as.
Yes, large is in a complimentary way.
Absolutely, of course.
They are definitely two of the fitter guys on the field.
Absolutely, and Mark Wills, he's really been able to have a settled back four this season with Sopakiotis and
Anton
Alexchenko is the name I was trying to think of on the flanks. As Graham just lays that off to Sopakiotis, the American, played college football in Chicago. Sure he's got family watching today.
Well, the advantage of the 11 a.m. local time kickoff, this will be a prime time on a Saturday night over in Chicago.
I know you're up on your American sports, James, so I'll take your word for that one. Hello to all our American viewers.
Very pleased to have them on board. It's a world game after all.
And of course, as Surfers Paradise take this free kick early, and Saunders trying to get in behind. Clearance by Sopakiotis in his first year with the club, the 22-year-old.
And that is interesting. Something we've seen a lot, especially on the women's side of the FQ competitions, just recruiting from the American colleges as well. I know Austin Ludwig, the captain of Gold Coast Knights, spent some time over in the US college system as well. And I've seen it in the women's game, how many of those players have been recruited from colleges, and how many young NPL players have gone over. I can think of a couple of Lions women's players who had departed mid-season to head over and take up scholarships.
Yeah, I think Maddie Teakle, did it recently, didn't she, James? Yeah. And we're able just to come down as this free kick is taken by Stautner and gathered well by Duncan Shaw. Alan Kroll is our man on the sideline. Let's see what he's got for us. Over to you, Al.
And really create as much made the decisions in the final third is what's costing them. But back to you boys, hope you're enjoying the game. The atmosphere is electric behind me. Everyone seems to be happy.
Just had a bit of an issue with the sideline there, so we might just bring you back to live comms.
As Surfers Paradise break forward with Sono, early cross in, and the little flick from Saunders. Can't find Teddy Watson. And Alexchenko able to run that one out for a throw in. As we approach the half-hour mark here in this Macca's FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final. Here at the Suncorp Stadium, Wynnum Wolves with that early lead given to them by a magnificent volley from Jack Webb as we look on the replay there. Saunders with the flick. Teddy Watson unable to pounce, but here he comes again, Teddy Watson, and it's almost squeezed through for Morgan Saunders. Layoff from Lockie Mears. And now, chance for Wolves to try and come forward, but Barwick able to get there ahead of Webb.
This game definitely has settled down a lot after a pretty frenetic opening 15 or so minutes. Surfers had their chances, unable to capitalise, but still feel like there's another goal to come in the next 15 or so minutes.
Yeah, well, there has been goals when these two sides have met this season. Back in round 4, it was Wolves who went to Surfers Paradise and won the game by 3-2. As the cross comes in, it should be dealt with, but it might drop here for Kyron Walters on the turn, and Scott, who was fouled in completing that clearance.
It was collected late by Walters and very quick to apologise, sportingly so, by Kyron Walters. Don't think there was any malice in that one, just more of a desperation lunge.
So we just have a look on the replay. Just Walters, just that second touch there, just
a little bit heavy
and away from him, and Scott.
Using my favourite line from when I played, which was, I was going for the ball, his foot just sort of occupied the space where the ball was.
Did that ever work for you?
Probably not, no. Again, that's why I'm up
that's
here.
That's why we're here, James, isn't it? Yes. As almost squeezing through there for Teddy Watson. No, these are two teams, of course, who have been on a similar path the last couple of years, and I think there's a general, a mutual respect, shall we say, between these two teams.
And look, not to go full PR here, but that is the joy of the football pyramid, where you've got these aspirational clubs that have the opportunity to work their way up. And they've done just that in the last couple of years as well, earning their spot first in FQPL 2 and now the Macca's FQPL 1 and next year the NPL.
Yeah, both appearing for the first time next season, of course, as Wolves come forward here with Sopikiotis. Gets it back from Webb. Ball back with Jacob Crane, but he's given that one away to Teddy Watson, and well, Surfers will pick it up with Ollie Staunton. Here is Morgan Saunders, lay off to Sono. We've got Scott on the overlap, continuing his run. Here is Brad Scott, but ball is dealt with by Duncan Short.
Interesting thing I just noticed is how far off his line Duncan Short was standing, so that might be something to keep an eye on later on, where if Surfers can pick that up, maybe just take a shot from 40, 45 metres out. Give him something to think about, because he's on his 6-yard line now backtracking, but when he was standing 9, 10 yards out, good tackle by Graham.
Yes, indeed, that must be a free kick. Well, now Duncan Short does have a defensive wall to organise. A free kick for Surfers Paradise in a promising position.
And just back to the point I was making before, you don't even have to get that shot on target just to give him something to worry about, as see the amazing run coming from the fullback. And
yeah, Scott again just getting a little shove in the back.
I think that was a bit of a I'm not chasing you foul.
Well, they've got this free kick to defend, 3 in the wall for Wynnum Wolves. Ollie Staunton is the man stood over it.
Saunders second in on the end of the line as well.
Be interesting to see if it goes for a shot, but no, it's played short to Sono. Early cross cut out by Macaulay. Neat little turn from Sono. Up comes the cross. Heads go up.
Oh, that was close. It was Will Peck rising highest, and he just grazed it off his forehead. I think he was trying to feather that into the side netting of the far post.
Yeah, Will Peck, he's got 1 goal this season. It was a spectacular overhead kick coming against Caboolture a couple of months ago, and yeah, just coming close with the header there.
Will Peck, another one of those players that's followed the highway or main road or whatever it is from Carrara down to Surfers Paradise.
Absolutely, and I believe he's English as well. Header from Lister. Okay. Lockie Mears coming forward for Wynnum Wolves. Early cross coming in, looking for Kyron Walters. Walters has Murphy making a run. Here is Luke Murphy. Switch to Sopakiotis. And we can, just as this cross is coming in and we'll go out for a corner, we can hopefully now hear from our man on the sideline, Alan Kroll.
Who's Scottish.
Who is Scottish?
I'm hoping you can hear me this time, fellas. The game's so far so good. We've got Surfers Paradise Apollo, you know, they're 1-0 down, a bit frustrated at the injury. It appears to be a knee injury, but they feel that the chances are going to come if they keep pushing and keep pushing. Wynnum themselves, they are quite happy as well, the way things are going. They feel they're content on the ball, and they're defending well, not allowing Surfers to really create much. Ooh, not too happy at that challenge right enough. Quick yellow card coming. But also, just to add to this one, Wynnum Wolves and Surfers Paradise Apollo. Derby involved here, boys. Partly more Celtic and the Surfers Paradise Apollo guys are all Rangers fans. I'll add to it, as you probably see. Back to you, boys. Hopefully you're enjoying up there in the gantry.
McDermott making a little attempt for the ball there and taking a big piece of Teddy Watson.
Looks like he left his mark there on Teddy Watson as well.
Certainly did. I mean, as we mentioned that these two teams do enjoy a fairly good relationship. It was certainly tested then by that challenge. Watson able to make his way back onto his feet. As we take another look. It doesn't get much better the more you look at it.
Now that was a no ball and all player challenge.
Cade McDermott, first player to go into the notebook of Mackenzie James.
Yeah, first yellow card. It's been by and large a pretty clean game overall in terms of the challenges. Most of the fouls have been more professional, shall we say, than that. But I think that was definitely a lash out from Cade McDermott.
We call that an agricultural challenge. And yeah, well, fortunately, Teddy Watson was able to take his place back on the pitch and ball back with Harvey Rivers.
There's a certain former Premier League club whose name rhymes with Poke, who were notorious for that about 10 years ago.
So now to Powell. Lister. Macaulay. Well, he was fouled there, Conor Macaulay. Just a chance for players to reset, and we look here on the replay, just trying a little layoff there to Jack Webb. Will Peck adjudged to have upended him. Here is Jack Webb. Macaulay on the turn.
You could see what he was trying to do there, just get beyond the defender, but a little bit too fancy.
Yeah, it was good defending there from the substitute, Harrison Lister, who seems to have settled into the game pretty well. McDermott, of course, now walking the disciplinary tightrope after that yellow card, won back well by Surfers. Watson with the layoff. Saunders might be able to keep that in. And does so, he does well, Morgan Saunders, but it's some strong defending from Kristen Waters, who's a school teacher, and I believe he's got some of his students along to watch him today. He's got MPL experience with Olympic FC and Capella Bar.
That's not a bad effort by the students as well, especially considering this is the second day of school holidays here in Queensland.
Yeah, there's a couple of teachers on the park at the moment. Duncan Short.
Well, this could be a dangerous free kick.
There's a free kick here, right on the edge of the box for Surfers Paradise. Adam Powell in discussion with the referee. It was...
Yeah, that was a forearm around the midsection of Watson by the looks of it, but noticing Watson is starting to get just a little bit more frustrated as well. He was on the receiving end of the challenge from McDermott, so maybe understandably why he's a little bit upset so far.
Well, he's got his team have a chance here with this free kick, just a yard or two outside the box. Stauntner and Powell stood over it.
Left foot, it's got to be Powell from this angle. Just a question of can he get it up and over the wall and back under the crossbar. Short. A little bit to the near post. So it could
Here is Adam Powell, and it's straight into the hands of Duncan Short.
Well, after all that talk of going up and over the wall, he's wound up going straight into it. Well, straight around it and into the arms of the keeper, I should say.
A comfortable one there for Duncan Short, who's in his first year with the club. He's a teacher at Balmoral State High. The 36-year-old. He's had an outstanding season with Wolves. An easy one for him there as Scott prepares to take the throw in.
And right now it's going to be really important for Surfers just to keep their composure. There's still a long way to go. They can't be committing too many players forward to try and get themselves back into this on level terms before half time. I think they've got to find a way to trust their attackers on the field rather than trying to go too far out too early.
Yeah, by and large, this Wolves defence has been fairly resolute so far. As Surfers knocking on the door again. Here's ball come in from Stauntner, and now Watson and Short again.
He did well to keep that one in as well, Short. That was almost a corner, but that's probably his two biggest saves of the game so far. Not a lot of time to react on either of them either.
More assured shot stopping from Duncan Short, and he tries to get his team back on the attack. Taken down by Jacob Graham, who happy to go back to his goalkeeper.
Well hit by Stauntner off his right foot. Got the replay of that we just saw.
Yeah, he's been at the heart of a lot of good things that Surfers Paradise have done so far in this game. Ollie Stauntner. I was a little surprised to see his name appear on the starting 11, but he's certainly been lively, and here he is again. Decision going against Apollo that time.
Well, it is a luxury of riches for the Surfers coaching staff.
Yes, also Jack Peroni, who scored 2 in that final you commentated on last year, as I think we might have another yellow card here, James.
Yeah, that's going the way of the captain, Adam Powell, and raises his arms in question, but I'm not entirely sure what he's asking.
I think it was a fairly cynical one there from the Paradise skipper as we watch on the replay. Yeah, I think that was an easy decision for Mackenzie James. Foul on Alex Chenko. And Wolves with this free kick as we approach half-time here at the Suncorp Stadium. Oh, wouldn't this be a great time to grab a second goal, James?
Well, better late than ever, I suppose, if you Wynnum's thought.
Taken by Webb. It's not a good one that time.
Seen these teams trying things from set pieces a few times, but they haven't quite worked out a few of the creative routines, aside from obviously the long throw-in that led to the goal.
Yeah, and Macaulay can't keep that one in, out for a Surfers goal kick. That spectacular volley from Jack Webb after 9 minutes separating these two teams if you've just joined us. Allison with the layoff, but only finding Luke Murphy. Here is Webb, time to measure the cross, in it comes. It's a deep one, looking for Walters on the back post, and he was stretching every sinew there, but couldn't keep the ball alive.
That one's knocked up by McDermott before Surfers can cause too many problems. It's approaching 45 minutes as our fourth official will get ready for the amount of stoppage time from Tom Fell.
Wolves on the attack again as their through ball comes through for Kyron Walters. Here's a chance for two.
Great tackle.
Some superb defending there from Will Peck. And it looked like it was going to open up for Kyron Walters there on the stroke of half-time.
One of the few occasions where the corner is actually a great result for the defending team as well. Mr. Fell just signalled 3 minutes of time added on as well.
Thank you, James. So 3 minutes to be added as we look on the replay there. It was Will Peck equal to the task.
In goes the corner.
Paradise get it away as far as McDermott.
And did he get the ball? He did not.
So Wolves with a free kick. In a very promising position. I think, was it Brad's Teddy Watson, I think, who might have committed the foul.
That was Watson. Again, he's just seeing that frustration simmer a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times now, yeah.
So 2 in the wall now for Surfers. Harvey Rivers just making sure he gets their angles right, because from this area, I'm always on the lookout for one of those low balls fizzed in across the 6-yard box, just hoping for a deflection.
Let's see what Jack Webb comes up with here. In it goes, it's whipped in and onto the roof of the net.
Decided to go for goal himself there, just for the curling effort, trying to nestle it in that top far corner. Just couldn't quite get the direction on it. And I think even if that was a little bit lower, that was going to be covered by Rivers.
I'm sure his confidence is sky high after that early goal, of course. As we move into the last minute of added on time. Header by Alexchenko. Surfers Paradise now with maybe one last opportunity. Ball played out looking for the run of Allison. Sopakiotis get it back to Crane, who'll put it out for a throw-in.
And at this point, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks if you're Wolves. Be feeling good about the 1-0 lead. It's definitely not job done yet, but you'd much rather go in 1-0 up than level at 1 apiece.
And that's...
with a challenge like that on Adam Powell. Could be an opportunity for Surfers.
Yeah, Lockie Mears there, the man who committed the foul, and you'd think this would be the last opportunity.
Well, if we're going for commentators' cliches, was that a striker's challenge?
Yeah, certainly a bit of a soft one to give away. Can Surfers Paradise take advantage? Here's Ollie Stortner with the free kick. Looking for the head. And there is the half-time whistle here at Suncorp Stadium in the Macca's FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final. And it's Wynnum Wolves who hold the advantage. A 9th minute goal from Jack Webb, a stunning volley from him. But it's been pretty close, James.
Well, it was a fast start to the 4-act play we've got here at Suncorp Stadium on this Super Sunday. And yeah, it was a phenomenal strike. Chances at both ends as well for Surfers and Wynnum. It feels like Surfers might have had the weight of chances. They just haven't been able to get one by Duncan Short.
Thank you, James. And we're able to go down to the sideline now. Thanks, Al.
Thank boys. I'm joined alongside Jack Webb. Mate, how was your goal?
Yeah, just happy it come to me at the back post and to put it away, get an early lead.
Yeah.
Good start, yeah.
How are you enjoying playing at Suncorp? Brilliant.
It's a bit hot though, isn't it? Struggling to breathe, there's no wind, but nah, great experience, buzzing to be here, yeah.
Beautiful, mate. Well, we won't keep you any longer, mate. You get inside. Good luck for the second half.
Thanks, Al. Yeah, a few words there from the Englishman, Jack Webb. Are you happy with that strike? But yes, conditions are hot, and I think it's only going to get warmer, James.
It is. It can get quite warm here in the sun, but look, it's grand final day. It's Suncorp Stadium. What more would you want from that?
Absolutely, and I'm thinking substitutes may play a key part in this second half. You think about the options both teams have, of course. Joel Russell we've talked about, but also Adam Edgar, Danilo Kovacevic for Wolves.
Plenty of options on both sides, and like I've been saying all along, don't think we're done with the scoring just yet. We had 4 goals in one game, 5 goals in another between these two during the season, and we're going to see a few more chances coming in the second half.
Thank you, James. We're just going to cut now to a short break. Make sure you join us for the second half here live at Suncorp Stadium.
The thing about us Australians, everyone's a coffee critic. You give us a lackluster latte, we'll turn it into a down-the-sink cappuccino. That's why for our 30th birthday, we're celebrating 30 years of early risers, sideline cheers, road trip pick-me-ups, and long sips squeezed into short breaks. Because at McCafe, we're committed to making a smooth, rich blend of coffee, not just fit for anyone, but coffee fit for an Aussie.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to the Suncorp Stadium half-time in the Macca's FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final versus Paradise Apollo 0. Wynnum Wolves 1. Lead given to them by Jack Webb. Stunning volley after just 9 minutes. I'm sure those Wolves fans enjoyed that one. We can look at some of the key moments of the first half. Here is that Wynnum goal. It was just the flick on there from Luke Murphy, and boy, didn't Jack Webb catch that one well. What a special moment for him. Surfers Paradise, they have had some chances. They've been knocking on the door. Marcus Allison just dragging that shot wide. Shots on target there from Anton Alexchenko. And this cross from Brad Scott causing a few nervous moments in the Wolves' defence. Allison in the end shooting over. And that Will Peck header not seriously troubling the Wolves goal, and we have had a few flashpoints. There was a yellow card here, James, for Cade McDermott. You can see what the Apollo bench make of it.
Teddy Watson's feet just a little bit too fast for Cade McDermott there. The free kick just bent around the wall, not quite what Watson would have been hoping for with this one. Feels like he might have just been trying to blast it and beat him for pace, but instead it was...
Easy one there for the goalkeeper. He hasn't been seriously tested yet, really, Duncan Shorts.
I can think of maybe one save, or the double save that we saw here, yeah.
Did well to stop that one going through a corner there, Duncan Shorts. And then this was the second yellow card here, James. Surfers Paradise captain Adam Powell just taking a piece of Anton Alexchenko.
Not a whole lot he can really argue with there, although I'm sure he tried to, as any good captain would. I always say you need a good lawyer in your football team.
These Wolves FC fans enjoying the occasion.
And that is a clean kit on the left as well.
That was nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Two pretty high quality kits, if I do say so myself. We've got some stats here.
We do indeed. So we can see Wynnum Wolves just shading the possession there. 51% of the play and 3 shots on target.
Well, it shows the difference between what we're seeing and what the stats are actually telling us as well. Dangerous attacks, Surfers, they've been more efficient, and I think that's probably why I would have thought they would have had more of the ball, but
yeah,
pretty even as well. But Wolves, they've made one dangerous attack count.
Absolutely, yeah. Little, like yourself, James, just a little bit surprised to see that top stat there at the top. I thought Surfers might have edged possession.
But even so, there's still a lot where they've got to find a way to make it work, because it is that central defensive duo of Crime and Waters that they just haven't been able to break down yet.
What will the opposing coaches be saying to their team, do you think, right now, James?
I think right now, if you're the Surfers coach, you've got to say maybe we need to vary it up a little bit. We've seen a lot of crosses coming in from the byline, both sides, the left and the right. Maybe try to work it around, even try a shot from 20, 25 yards out, just to try and stretch that defensive structure of Wolves, and maybe just try and fashion a little bit more space for the likes of Saunders and Watson, just to make something happen. Or I'm still thinking Joel Russell coming off the bench. He's going to be the one that I've got my eye on in the second half.
Absolutely, you'd think with his pace and some tired legs in defence, he could certainly be an impact.
And that's probably why they've decided to keep him on the bench, because we're going to keep saying it. It's Queensland. It's September. It's hot. It's the only way to really sum it up. And it is going to be a real test, not just of the players physically, but mentally as well.
Thank you for those thoughts, James. We're just going to cut now to a short break. Make sure you join us for the second half here on FQTV live from Suncorp Stadium. Welcome back to the Suncorp Stadium as the teams begin to make their way onto the field. Wynnum Wolves with that 1-0 lead. We can hear the thoughts of our man on the sideline, Alan Kroll.
The stadium is electric, the atmosphere behind me is superb. The crowd are really engaged in this one. Surfers Paradise Apollo have it all to do in the second half. Interestingly, they're the first ones to come out onto the pitch as we await Wynnum Wolves to come up behind me. Big second 45 minutes awaits. Both coaches were a little bit frustrated in that first half at the final decision making from both sets of players, but you just wonder if the occasion here on grand final day at Suncorp could have played an effect, as well as the scorching summer heat. So back to you boys, good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Alan. Wynnum Wolves making their way onto the field.
Last one out of the tunnel. Looks to be Murphy by the appearances.
Yep, Luke Murphy, the Wolves number 6. Looks like no half-time changes, James, I think.
That is what we're playing for today. The Macca's FQPL 1 Grand Final champions, and we've got a half-time sub as well.
Ah, here we do, yes. So, looks like Ollie Staunton is the man to make way.
Jack Peroni.
Jack Peroni, number 7, who Wynnum Wolves fans will remember from last year, James, of course, with his 2 goals in that FQPL 2 Grand Final.
So they'll remember him, probably not pleasantly.
Yeah, got fond memories.
But he has battled injuries this season, Peroni, as well. He only came back in round 15, but here we go.
As we get the second half underway. Yeah, Jack Peroni, I think he came on in that semi-final win against Brisbane Strikers and had some excellent work for their first goal to set up Marcus Allison. We'll see what impact he got. He's got 45 minutes to try and make his mark. Surfers with an early free kick.
To push the pace early, not waste a whole lot of time, and that's what Peroni will bring to the team as well. He's a real live wire, and I'm just wondering if that might see a little bit of a tactical change as well.
The cross comes in and it's hacked away by Jacob Graham.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit of a change from Surfers at half-time as well, because I'm noticing Saunders is sitting out on the right now, Peroni on the left with Watson operating through the middle.
Well, that cross was heading for Morgan Saunders at the near post, but Jacob Graham with an important intervention. And certainly a positive start here from Surfers Paradise. The beginning of the second half, here comes the corner. Looking again for Will Peck, it's back in by Lister, and then miscue from Walters, but gets away with it, although he does give possession away.
Well, that is an interesting setup as well. For that cross they had coming into the box, there are about 5 Wynnum players in, not exactly a wall, but this one here, 5 Wynnum players before the nearest Surfers potential target.
So we just see on that replay that miscue there from Kyron Walters, which didn't lead to too many problems there for Wynnum Wolves.
Still a nervous moment, and probably not one for the highlight reel, if we're being honest.
Probably not one he'd want to see again. Andy Robertson there, obviously taking charge of Surfers today in the absence of Alex Morrison. Well, they've got a potent strike force, Surfers Paradise, and they do have quite a notable former player in Lyndon Dykes, James, who played for the club back in 2016, obviously now with QPR and the Scottish national team. Another British reference there for you.
I've lost count. but that is, pretty solid player to have on the books of the club at one point.
Absolutely, with the club back in 2016, which is when they made the national round of the FFA Cup, as it was then. And another interesting point is Alex Morrison was Lyndon's PE teacher at Robina State High, and I believe the two do keep in touch.
And I thought I did a deep dive for my notes.
There you go, yeah. Here come Wynnum Wolves. Space here for Kyron Walters. Got Macaulay making a run to the left. He's still going here. Kyron Walters just trying to slip that one through for Jack Webb. It was Dylan Barwick there with a defensive cover. Won back well by Luke Murphy.
Definitely reorganised Surfers. Watson almost holding himself up in a sole striker role.
Yeah, certainly, yes, a change of shape it would appear from Andy Robertson at half-time. Forward by Waters. Lockie Mears giving chase and able to get the cross in, and it might drop here for Webb.
Oh, did he get the ball there?
And the shot comes in, and it's eventually hacked away. Both teams looking at the referee there, but play continues.
And Rivers was apoplectic. He thought there should have been a foul on the keeper, but did he even jump for the ball?
Certainly be interested to see the replay on that one, James.
We'll stick with live action at the moment because it's all happening.
Lively start to this second half. Wynnum Wolves with the throw in. Yeah, certainly my initial reaction was the same as yours, James, that Harvey Rivers might have been impeded. Forward by Allison. And Waters just happy to hook that in. The ball landing not far from where we are in this commentary box, James.
Certainly got all of that one. Well, I suppose unlike the NPL grounds, there's no cars to worry about.
Yeah, someone is going to try and retrieve that football that was dispatched into the proverbial rosette by Kristen Waters. Forward.
Interestingly enough, I think it might have actually gone into row 26.
Webb now. Trying to wriggle his way through, and clever bit of play there from Jack Webb. He was sort of on a yellow card actually for Brad Scott. It was clever play from Jack Webb. He was sort of turning into a cul-de-sac and just winning his side a free kick there.
It was clever play as well. He sucked Brad Scott into the challenge, knocked the ball past him, and I think if there was, you know, a super slow-mo close-up, you probably would have seen the moment where Scott realised, here we go, this could be the super slow-mo. Yeah, it was obstructed on the face, but I think he knew what he was getting into there, and quick raise of the right arm in apology, and was like...
Yeah, I think Scott just making the point there, that's my first one, referee. Mackenzie Janes, unmoved.
3 bookings so far.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's been, I know we have had that McDermott challenge, but it's been a fairly clean contest as the ball is swung in and taken by Rivers.
And he's still remonstrating with somebody.
Anyone who'll listen. Here comes Surfers Paradise. Here is Brad Scott. Finds Morgan Saunders. Patient build up here from Surfers Paradise as the ball goes forward. It's looking for Saunders. Here's Morgan Saunders. Big moment, big save, Duncan Short.
A huge save from the Wolves shot stopper. And Saunders, he's left to wonder, how did that not go in? I thought he just definitely put that one through. And how about the through ball as well? It just bounced, and Saunders, maybe it was a little bit high. He couldn't quite get the power on it he wanted, but inch perfect through ball and lightning quick reflexes.
Now Duncan Short under pressure there and fouled. Coming to his team's rescue. Did mention earlier, James, that he's likes to play off his line a little bit, and that certainly came to the fore there.
It did, and well, I don't know if that was an intentional set-piece strategy, but I think very briefly it looked like Surfers decided that if the ball's got, they're going to get the ball in the back of the net, even if it has to be in the hands of the opposing goalkeeper.
Diagonal ball there from Wynnum Wolves, picked up by Lockie Mears. Peroni doing his defensive work. So a big moment there for Surfers Paradise, and Duncan Short, I would say that's probably the first serious bit of action he's had, as a few cheers ring out from behind the dugout.
Oh, yeah, it was an excellent touch from Robertson on the sideline. I think that might have drawn the cheers of support from the Surfers fans that have made their way down as the shade is slowly working its way towards the sideline.
Yes, absolutely. He does share a name with a famous Liverpool fullback, doesn't he, of course, but
Who, believe it or not, is Scottish.
is Scottish and actually scored last night for any Liverpool fans watching. And they played the Wolves, so there you go, there's another link.
I fell asleep at 1-0 to Wolves.
Jack Webb. He's leaving it there for...
At some point, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and put a Liverpool player in my fantasy Premier League team as well. I am in the Football Queensland Fantasy League, believe it or not.
As am I, James. Yes, I didn't realise you were as well.
That's because you haven't gone that far down the table.
Right. As Rivers with a loose clearance, and Wolves with the throw in. Nia's leaving this one for Anton Alexchenko.
Another sub coming up.
The change here for Surfers Paradise.
And Saunders, his race is run.
Morgan Saunders, of course, with that big chance just minutes ago.
And Joel Russell coming on in his place.
Here is Joel Russell, top scorer in FQPL 1 this season with 15 goals. His first senior year, got a hat-trick in his first start against Mitchelton. Played last year in Townsville. He was initially with the under-23s this season before being promoted into the senior squad, and he's a young man with a big reputation, James.
He is, and well, all you have to do is look at his resume this year to show why there's so much optimism about what he can do. I think there was one publication that voted him the Macca's FQPL 1 Player of the Year.
Oh, really?
It's a unanimous choice, I'm told.
I will take your word for it. Well, he certainly has had an outstanding season, Joel Russell, and he's got, well over half an hour to try and have an impact on this one. His side trailing by that early Jack Webb goal after 9 minutes.
Calls for a late, almost hit on Surfers players.
Ball forward and dispatched by Waters. Here's Peroni.
So it does seem like Surfers are expecting this game to become more and more stretched over the next half hour or so, and they've brought on their 2 live wire players, and you're wondering if that pace is going to come in handy. But the interesting thing that's jumped out to me, so they've used 2 of their available substitution windows. Halftime doesn't actually count as one of the available ones, but there's only one more window for the Surfers bench to try and make an alteration into the game, as we've got a bit of push and shove in the 6-yard box, as Mackenzie James will be coming in, laying down the law to McDermott, and I believe that's Watson.
McDermott, of course, on that yellow card.
I don't think he was doing anything to warrant anything more than a talking to there, but Wolves still unchanged.
Here comes the corner. It's a deep one. Short's come looking for it. It's headed away by, I think that was Conor McCauley there. Ball back in. It's a good cross. Oh, doesn't Duncan Short do well? Claimed with confidence.
And that's what you want. He plays off his line, but he's able to get out so quickly. He was able to pluck that one away from a pair of waiting Surfers strikers.
Certainly is an assured presence in that Wolves backline, Duncan Short. Surfers Paradise coming forward again. Layoff from Allison. And then Peroni not able to get any strength behind that shot.
Well, it's just enough pressure on him there to make him scuff his lines, but a little bit of a warning sign, and like what we were talking about at halftime, looking to stretch the play and score from a long way out, or at least get the shot on to try and draw out this Wolves defence and maybe try to play in the likes of Russell, or still Teddy Watson. He's still sprightly.
About 36 years old. 13 goals for Teddy Watson this year. He's been prolific during his 5 years with the club. And he hooks this one on now.
And he might not be the captain, but he is very much a leader, Teddy Watson.
Joel Russell cutting inside. Tries to thread that one through to Allison. They'll come again here.
Oh, what a
chance.
ball!
Great ball from Powell, and it's Duncan Short again coming to Wolves' rescue.
A huge save again. Off his line well, closing down the angle, and Surfers denied once more.
Duncan Short coming up with two big moments in this second half to keep his side in front, as tempers are starting to flare a little bit here.
That was Murphy getting in the middle of it once again, and talking to so far, I don't think we're going to have any sort of further action, but Mackenzie James might just be checking.
As we watch again here.
Well, we've had two of the best through balls so far have been from Surfers. They just haven't been able to get by Duncan Short.
And again, just so quick off his line, James Duncan Short, to close that space down and make the save. They've been indebted to their goalkeeper in this second half, Wynnum Wolves. Here comes Surfers again on. I think Peroni was the man who went down.
He played for it, but it was a smart bit of play as well, making sure that he got his body in that line where the defender was going to run through and make contact.
Free kick is very close to the edge of the box there.
Veteran move by the 19-year-old.
We can just see there, little shove it in the back. Two in the wall for Wynnum Wolves. Taken by Powell, punched by Duncan Short.
And that was interesting as well, because Short, he was just a little bit off to his near post, and I think he was expecting the ball to be played into that area, and it was well organised and well worked by the Wolves shot stopper, who so far has been arguably the best player on the pitch.
I would have to agree with you there, James. He had to readjust there, didn't he? And did so ever so well.
This afternoon, I've lost track of time.
I think we might be into the afternoon now. 20 past 12.
Local time.
Local time, yes.
See there, he's off his line so well.
And gets a strong fist on that one as the flick on is by Allison, but can't be kept in from Surfers.
And some Brisbane City jerseys making their way into the stands at Suncorp Stadium. We've got the Macca's FQPL Women's Grand Final coming up, 1:30 p.m. local time kickoff. That's about 70 minutes from now. Brisbane City taking on Southwest Queensland Thunder.
Well, it should be a cracker, that one. Obviously, Brisbane City, they've swatted all aside this season. What can they come up with against Southwest Queensland Thunder after this one?
Think of the line from Remember the Titans, leave no doubt, run it up. That's been the motto for Brisbane City this year.
Watson lay off to Allison, gets it back, little flick from Teddy Watson. Sono with his back to goal, looking to turn. Great defending from Jacob Graham.
And Sono just turned into Graham, trying to get it onto his left foot, as I think there is a delayed offside, which is why the ball is now coming back.
Well, they've been solid, haven't they, the centre-half pairing for Wynnum Wolves.
And Sono just turned into Crime and just showed him enough of the ball to let him stick a foot out and clear it away.
Yeah, composed defending there from the Wolves skipper. Waters with the free kick. Trying to find Karen Walters. Here's Colin McCauley. I haven't seen too much of him so far.
Actually, spin it
Jack
down the
Webb.
other end of the pitch, and oh, that was
Indeed,
a
and
crunching
Jack Webb
challenge.
Going down under the challenge. What action will Mackenzie James take here?
Because that looks like it's Barwick.
I think it was Dylan Barwick. Andy Robertson with some words of encouragement there.
Sharing an honest opinion.
And look on the replay, it was Jack Webb bursting forward, and I think Dylan Barwick.
I think he might have been saved from a booking by the fact that he did take the ball as well. I haven't seen a booking.
No, I certainly haven't seen a yellow card being brandished yet, and Tom Fell there, the fourth official, in discussion with Andy Robertson.
You need a mediation degree to be a fourth official in a grand final. It's very, very tense with just under half an hour to go here.
Jack Webb still receiving treatment. I just wonder if we are going to see any movement on the Wolves bench, James, coming up in the next few minutes.
There is one sub getting a pretty strong talking to at the moment, but he's now making his way back to the warm-up area.
Mark Wills just not shuffling his pack just yet.
And this is the dilemma for a coach in this position as well. You've got a 1-0 lead, 25 minutes of normal time remaining in a grand final. Do you want to change up what has been a very successful formula, but they have been relying a lot on Duncan Short.
Yes, Duncan Short coming to the rescue of his side on more than one occasion. They do have a chance with this free kick. Lockie Mears is primed to take it.
Just 3 Wolves players in the box as well, and one of them is making his way over. It's Jack Webb. So just 2 targets to aim for. Webb has actually been instructed to go off the field because he required treatment, which has now seen Murphy make his way to the near part of the 6-yard box.
In comes a free kick. It's a good one. Oh! It was Kristen Waters, the man on the far post. Has his head in his hands. He knows that was a good opportunity.
And the goal was at his mercy because it had managed to beat Harvey Rivers. And now back on the pitch is Webb. So go to the replay, and it was a great run at the far post. Just able to escape his marker, but
certainly was whipped in very well. And then Waters not far away at all, was he?
Just at knee height as well, so it might have been a little bit awkward for him, but even so, got to get a foot to it. And
then
Alexenko with the foul.
Alexenko just bringing down Brad Scott. Little pat on the back, and they will restart with a free kick.
All it's going to be.
Turn from Allison. Flicked on by Scott. Pick it up here, Brad Scott, and under a lot of pressure from Cade McDermott as the ball is flicked on, but frustratingly for Surfers Paradise, straight into the hands of Duncan Short.
As has been the case many a times today.
Certainly there's, as we reach the midway point in the second half, you'd have to say Duncan Short would be maybe a candidate for man of the match, if you can say that after just 67 minutes, but a very assured display from him.
We've got 2 changes now being made ready for Wolves. They're not coming at this break, but they are coming. Watson winds up on the ground.
I think we will have that change now.
Well, first change.
You can see some of the Brisbane City players and coaching staff just having a little watch.
So Cade McDermott.
Of course, on that yellow card from earlier, wasn't he? That might be part of Mark Will's thinking. I think James Keogh is ready to take his place.
Yeah.
Danilo Kovacevic just behind him as McDermott makes his way off, and I think
Jack Webb
is the second player to depart.
Yeah, he's making his way off as well, and he'll be replaced, as he said, by Kovacevic.
So the goal scorer, Jack Webb, receiving a thunderous round of applause. Of course, his goal separating these two sides at the moment. So a double change from Wynnum Wolves. James Keogh, number 8 in his 3rd year now with the club, and Danilo Kovacevic, who's got 6 goals this season, was part of that Brisbane Strikers squad back in 2019 that reached the FFA Cup semi-finals, as was Cade McDermott. We have just over 20 minutes plus stoppages left in this one as the throw-in is taken by Scott. Won back well by Kyron Walters. Gets the better of Scott. Still going, Walters.
And a necessary challenge made by Harry Lister as well, just to cut out that attack, even at the expense of a throw-in on halfway.
And Kyron Walters there just taking the pressure off his defence. Getting his side up the pitch. Lukashenko to take this throw in. Not in a great hurry, it would seem. Taken to Murphy. Alan Kroll is our man on the sideline. Al, what have you got for us? There's a mistake in there.
Offside flag.
Flag is up.
Now let's hear from Alan.
Thanks for that, Adam. Yeah, big moment there for Surfers Paradise Apollo. They've had a few chances in the second half to get back into it. You can see that Andy Robertson's getting a little bit frustrated in there with the referee. He's getting a bit animated. And interestingly, the Wynnum's bench is probably winding him up a little bit more by just sending those smiles his way at those fouls. But I think the game's excellent. The fans are really, really involved here at Suncorp. And you just feel with the chances that Surfers are having, are they going to get away back into this game? Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alan. Just over 20 minutes for Surfers Paradise to try and fashion an equaliser. As a tackle flies in there. Sopakiotis. And a chance now for Wynnum Wolves, but again it's Duncan Short, who's been calmness personified.
The stage has not been too big for Duncan Short.
Absolutely not. Maybe he can remind his students about this when school does return in a couple of weeks.
I think he's going to be spending the holidays just decorating the classroom.
Long ball hoisted forward, looking for Macaulay. Met by the head of Will Peck.
Well read.
Now Peroni finding his fellow substitute Russell. Oh, and then Luke Murphy putting his hand up, and I think he's going to go into the buck. Indeed he is.
Not a whole lot of complaints on that one from Murphy, and most of the Wolves players just happy to accept that for what it was. Maybe not the coaching staff, but
maybe not Andy Robertson. No, he's got more words for the fourth official. Tom Fell there.
The second Wolves player into the notebook.
Joel Russell, thankfully, able to continue. As we just look on the replay here, it was a loose touch first, and then, well, certainly the stats were up from Murphy. I think that's the point Andy Robertson's making there.
But credit to the referee as well, Mr. James. He was very good, and a yellow card now for Robertson. So another bent, another, and a wave to the crowd as well.
Just playing the crowd there, Andy Robertson. Not happy with what he saw there. Ball coming in, it's a low one. Hooked away by Macaulay, but there's no Wolves player there to take the pressure off.
Well, I suppose as well that is the advantage of Robertson just being the fill-in coach today. He can pretty much say and do what he wants.
Within reason.
Within reason, of course. You still want to respect the referees, but...
Lister into Powell. Again, the long ball, and Macaulay, I think the flag has stayed down. He's got Lockie Mears in the centre. And then the shot eventually coming in. Certainly Lockie Mears was briefly unmarked there.
All right, Adam, I've got a couple of stats for you. So FQPL Grand Finals, we've had 3 of the 5 decided by a 1-goal margin. We did have one go to extra time. Do you remember what year that was?
Thanks for putting me on the spot there, James. Let me...
It's what I'm here for.
What year did we go to extra time? I'm going to go 2019.
Close. It was 2020.
There you go.
And the main reason I remember that, I was commentating that game with old friend Simon Smale.
Ah, Simon, of course, yes. Low ball in, cut out. Well by Wolves, and again it's just a punt up the field.
It was a long Friday night at Perry Park in November as the postponed season came to a close that year.
Yes.
But the reason I bring that up now is because I'm pretty sure I can see Adam Edgar being prepared for that. And he scored the winning penalty in the 3rd minute of extra time for Logan on the night.
Yes, Adam Edgar, former Logan Lightning plays. We break off here as Surfers come forward, and it's well read by Karen Walters, and the break is on here for Wynnum Wolves.
Anyone and everyone they can getting back for Surfers as well, because Wolves have numbers.
Alexchenko into the box, still going Alexchenko! Oh, and the shot is straight at Harvey Rivers, but it opened up there for Anton Alexchenko.
And good reaction on the follow-up from Rivers as well, because he had, I believe it was Walters just lurking behind him as he was telling his defender to leave it. Other end now.
To the other end with Joe Russell. Oh, and I think it was Sopikiotis with the important challenge. Here's Alexchenko again. It's been a frenetic last minute or so.
And Russell again, just a heavy touch, leaving him open to have the ball taken away from him.
Keogh just out for a throw in, and I think we
come back for a free kick.
Oh, and
no, it's going to be for the foul before.
Mackenzie James just brandishing a yellow card there.
For Keogh.
James Keogh, the substitute, going into the book.
I think it was for that late challenge in the build-up to the prior opportunity for Surfers.
And it's put out by Fumi Sono for a throw-in. Well, just 15 minutes remaining of this one. We still haven't had any further goals since that 9th minute Jack Webb volley.
Not for a lack of trying, though.
Well, there's certainly been chances.
We've got to give
plenty.
We've got to give the keepers credit for that. They're the reason it's still 1-0 and saves at both ends.
Absolutely, James. Two very highly regarded goalkeepers at both ends, and they've certainly proven their worth today.
Indeed they have, but still plenty of time for things to change as the trophy might just be inching a little bit closer.
Corley on the turn, but
it's a foul.
Foul is given. Surfers Paradise Apollo, they are a team on a meteoric rise. Through the divisions 2020, they were crowned Gold Coast Premier League premiers and champions. They'll just break off. The ball is eventually dealt with by the Surfers defence.
There's Lister, and he's been busy since coming on in the 10th minute.
As of course, there was an early introduction to the game for Harrison Lister. Yes, back in 2021, they were Gold Coast premiers for a second time, and they saw off Bayside and Namba Yadina to gain promotion to FQPL 2, where they then became premiers and champions again, beating Wynnum Wolves before becoming premiers this season. I should mention as well, James, some of these Surfers Paradise substitutes were involved in the FQPL 1 Men's Under-23 Grand Final yesterday, where they were beaten by Brisbane Strikers by 3-1. Harrison Woodall and Noah Davies, who is still on the bench. Also David Russell, who scored Surfers' goal in that game.
Just an aimless ball forward from Surfers, just between the players, not targeting anyone in particular, but I've still got my eye on Joel Russell. He's gone close a couple of times. Just once he gets that touch to settle down, I think he's going to really be dangerous going forward.
Game has just died down a little bit these last few moments, which I'm sure Wynnum are very happy about.
I think Wynnum now just sitting that little bit deeper and looking to break on the counter attack. We spoke about the pace of Surfers up top. Wynnum have got a couple of pretty pacey options as well, and they're going to add a fresh set of legs in the next few moments, I believe.
Looks like the substitution is imminent for Wynnum Wolves. Here does come the change.
Adam Edgar coming on.
Just see here, I think it's Lockie Mears is the player departing. Well, Adam Edgar, we mentioned earlier, he's just back from surgery. Hasn't played in the last month.
Adam Edgar is almost an FQPL specialist. He's made his way around the division as well. Played for Mitchelton, played for Logan. He can score.
Western Pride as well, I think, yep.
And he can score goals at this level.
And he's got 10 or 11 minutes to try and do so and put this game beyond the reach of Surfers Paradise. Murphy trying to hold off the attentions of Fumi Sono. Finds Keogh.
Good tackle.
Walters coming out with the ball. Still going Kyron Walters. And then it's, well, I was going to say given away, but the foul is given.
Sono just almost a tired challenge as well, just leaving a leg in.
Yeah, he's
a tackle as he makes his way back into position.
We just look on the replay.
Great work by Walters, and just the touch to take it away from Sono, and this is where you need composure at this time of the match.
Absolutely, he's the player's player of 2023, Fumi Sono. Spent a long time with Palm Beach and a brief spell as well at Ipswich Knights. And a tireless worker in the middle of the park, and he's battling again as I think Mackenzie James is down. That's a yellow card for Adam Edgar. Just a minute or so after coming on.
We joke about a striker's challenge. Edgar is not afraid to mix it up. There's
free kick taken a little bit too quickly there for Mackenzie James' liking. You just see in the corner of your screen there. I think Edgar just leaving his mark there. Alan Crowles, our man on the sideline. Let's hear from him now.
Thanks, Adam. Yeah, it's been a very good game so far. I mean, you see this second half, the way things are going, like starting to tire between both sides. They are starting to leave the leg in. A few challenges being made here, there. Chances are coming for both sides, but I think Surfers are just edging it, approaching the final 10 minutes or so. Can they nick an equaliser, maybe force it to extra time? But back to you boys, Adam Cattell, James Coughlin.
Thanks, Alan. Here comes Surfers now. The ball coming in, it's met by the head of Graham. Again, the second ball is won by Wynnum Wolves. Hoisted clear.
And it's just another cross. It can't get by the man in front of the near post, and that's been the story of Surfers on attack for most of today's game.
Yeah, if it has got past the two centre-halves, certainly Duncan Short has been the equal. Here they come again. Low cross in and cleared by Luke Murphy.
And that's the variation Surfers need as well. It was basically wide open space at the penalty spot, but Sono was just a couple of steps behind where he needed to be.
In by Powell. Watson with his back to goal. Looking for Russell. He'll find Marcus Allison. Low ball in. Pinball in the box is eventually cleared. I think offside is the call.
And it was on the shot coming in as well, as you can see exhaustion on the face of just about every player is there. That was the cutback they need, but it was well read by Murphy, just getting out and in the way.
And it was Allison with a low ball across.
And again, right in that channel. Just takes one opportunity, and was that the moment for Surfers?
Powell again trying to thread that ball through. Sopakiotis with the cover. Barwick. Oh, and it'll run all the way through for the Wolves skipper. Looking for Connor McCauley. Nice turn there, and the diagonal ball is a good one to find Marcus Allison.
Great
Alex
defending.
Chenko, yeah, great defending there. He's had a good game, the left back for Wynnum Wolves.
The entire back four plus short, they've been resolute, and I can't think of many times where the surface would have been kept quiet like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we mentioned earlier that they haven't had to chop and change that back line much this season, and you can see they're a very well-drilled outfit, aren't they? Long ball from Powell. Again, it's Wolves defence passing the test, and now...
You mentioned earlier, Adam, about Wolves being a club on the rise as well. That was full-blooded challenge.
Yellow card again.
Kovacevic.
So another Wolves substitute into the book, Danilo Kovacevic. As we look on the replay, certainly hands were straight up, he knew it was late.
Not a whole lot to argue on that one.
We are into the 85th minute. Can Surfers Paradise find an equaliser and force extra time here at the Suncorp Stadium? Here comes a free kick, whipped in, and again the Wolves defence stand firm. Really has been backs to the wall at times for Wynnum Wolves.
It's been a great start to grand final day as well, it has to be said. Wolves, not as many goals as we expected, plenty of chances though, and should mention, if you are watching at home, preparing to make your way here for one of the later games, the ticketed seats are all in the shade now, so...
Yes, that might come as a bit of a relief to the fans on that far side behind the opposing dugouts.
Not to mention Alan on the sideline. You can see him...
Hope he's put the factor 30 on, yeah.
And drinking a lot of water as well, staying hydrated. But I did just want to mention as well, like, Wolves, they've got... They are a club on the rise. They are involved in the Brisbane United National Second Division bid as well. Rabia Crime, Jacob's dad, is a heavily involved figure in that as well. So this is an ambitious club as well. Surfers equally so, but it's two sides that are working their way up through the pyramid.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, Surfers Paradise, who usually play out at the Lex Bell Oval, but they've actually spent this season at the Gold Coast Knights Field due to FQPL 1 requirements. So fencing, changing rooms, lighting currently not sufficient, although the club are hoping to address that as Edgar tries a shot. But it is a wayward one.
So it goes down the tunnel on the far corner. Security guard was about to go chase that.
Oh, and a given away by Powell. Surfers Paradise preparing to make one last change. Keogh winning the throw in. And here comes that change. It's
Teddy Watson, he's run his race. Coming on David Russell.
David Russell scored in the under-23 grand final just yesterday. An attacking midfielder actually assisted the second goal in their semi-final win over Brisbane Strikers. Obviously younger brother of Joel. Another one is very highly thought of. He's had a recent call up to the Australian schoolboy under-17 team, who will tour the UK a little later. Just 3 minutes of normal time remaining. Here is the substitute. Trying to keep the ball alive, Waters, and then Graham completing the clearance.
So that is the changes made for Surfers.
Scott finding Allison. Powell switching the play. Ball comes in to Russell. Oh, and it might drop here now, and there's a chance for Surfers Paradise.
Straight through the legs.
Allison trying to keep it alive. Shot blocked. Can't get it away still, Wynnum Wolves. It's another, pardon the pun, another wave of Surfers Paradise attacks.
He calls for a free kick, not heeded.
Throw in the decision. Barwick with the throw in. David Russell, who's been straight into the action.
Huge pressure relief there for Wolves as they get the throw in. Another change coming for Wolves.
Throw in going Wolves' way, which I'm sure they'll be very happy about. Just take the pressure off the defence. I think we are going to have that substitution now.
McCauley coming off.
And this is Braith Beckett, a defensive option, which I think, to be fair, we're expecting. It's his first year with the senior squad. 20-year-old has been part of the under-23 setup. He'll come on for this final few minutes or so.
Right now, he's just happy to take as many seconds off the clock as he can and just shore up what has been an impeccably organised defence thus far.
Looks like Beckett might actually be making his way to the focal point of the attack, and Walters just trying to thread that through, and he has done well, and here's a chance. Oh, and it's
just a misplaced pass.
Misplaced pass. It was actually would have fell for Braith Beckett. Would have been his first touch to put it into an empty net. Surfers Paradise is still alive here. Here's Scott. 4 minutes is the decision. 4 minutes for Surfers Paradise to try and save this grand final. Keogh. Scott first to it. Oh, and I felt that challenge from up here. It was Brad Scott coming out with the ball. They've done well here, Surfers Paradise. Here is Joel Russell making a bid to the byline, finds Allison, in it comes from him and away by Sopakiotis. They are knocking on the door, Surfers Paradise.
And they've got to get more numbers forward now. We're in second half stoppage time and there are players just walking up to the box, so they do have a few extra minutes now with Murphy down requiring treatment.
Luke Murphy.
Great run here by Russell.
Yeah, as we just look on the replay, it was that ball across, but no one gambling on that for Surfers Paradise, James.
And they did have a player waiting on the penalty spot as well. It just couldn't get the angle on the cutback, which, to be fair, if they did take that cutback, it would have been cut out by the Wolves defender.
Here comes Scott. Looks like it could be a long throw in here from Brad Scott. Indeed it is. Helped on by Allison. Ball bouncing in the 6-yard box. In comes a header. And there is Duncan Short.
Well, it was pretty much the same spot where the throw-in came for the Wolves goal. And it was the same sort of play, looking for the flick on. It just couldn't get there.
Sort of been the story of their game so far, really, for Surfers Paradise. Nearly, but not quite.
Still time.
2.5 minutes left of injury time, plus anything else Mackenzie James wants to add on. Here comes Russell, and it's
free kick.
Free kick goes against Wynnum Wolves. And a chance now for Surfers Paradise. I think they're just going to chuck everyone forward. Harvey Rivers, I was just watching to see what he might do. I think
he's holding position just inside his own half, but pretty much everyone in a white shirt is now making their way to the Wolves' 18-yard box.
Harvey Rivers, and just off your picture on the halfway line.
We've got a stoppage now as one of the Wolves players is down, and he's actually being instructed off.
I think that's Joseph Sopakiotis. A little bit of uncertainty.
Well, he went down and was a whistle to go, so he's going to have to sit this one out.
In comes a free kick, and it's taken again by Duncan Short.
Short with the sure hands.
And I think definitely a contender for player of the match.
Indeed.
Long ball, Edgar with the flick on. And It was Braith Beckett giving chase. Wynnum. They're just going to try and enjoy a little bit of possession. They'll be happy enough with the throw in.
And you wonder if now we're going to extend out to 95, maybe 96 minutes. A couple of Wolves players have gone down when Surfers have had an attacking set piece.
Throw in taken, it is Braith Beckett. Miscontrol from him, it's picked up by David Russell. Wins the free kick, and yes, I think a yellow card is shown there. We can definitely put that one in the cynical bracket.
6 yellow cards now for Wolves.
It's a cliche, but it hasn't really been that type of game, has it? Two sides who do like to play football. Kovacevic just hammers that one into Barwick and out for a throw in.
So 6 yellow cards for Wolves, 4 of them have gone to their 4 substitutes.
Impact substitutes there from Wynnum Wolves as the ball is launched forward, and there can't be too much long left now for Surfers Paradise.
The Wolves bench, they're on their feet, they're ready to start the celebrations. We're into the 95th minute now, so it's purely at the discretion of Mr. James.
And 2 balls on the pitch, and play will just have to stop here momentarily. Throw in taken, and it's Walters who's got through a lot of kind of good defensive work this second half. Karen Walters, more noted for his attacking prowess, but certainly put a shift in defensively. There's a head from Graham. Kept alive by Surfers Paradise. Chance now to get the ball into the box. And it slipped through nicely, and again cleared, but only as far as Brad Scott might try his go. Brad Scott! Oh! And Duncan Short with the important save. What a save from Duncan Short.
Big game player Duncan Short, absolutely at full stretch to tip that one over. How did he get there?
It looked destined for the top corner, James.
Could
I
not
don't
have
think Brad Scott can believe it.
Rivers is coming
And
forward
here
now.
comes Harvey Rivers. Surfers Paradise are going to throw everything at this.
And what a hit.
Oh, what a, just a fingertip there as the corner's taken. Headed down.
That's it.
And it's full time at the Suncorp Stadium. And it's victory for Wynnum Wolves. They are the Macca's FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final champions for 2023.
And boy, did they earn that trophy as well, Adam. What a game. Duncan Short, how many big saves from the start, and now they're rushing over to congratulate their keeper right to the end. He came up huge, and Surfers, the premiers, they couldn't knock down the door.
Yeah, all of the Wolves players straight over to Duncan Short with that magnificent save in the 5th minute of added on time.
And the Surfers Paradise, Adam Powell, first opposition player over, to congratulate him as well, because what a performance. You talk about big game players. Short, he came up big, didn't he?
He absolutely did. And I think that might have confirmed any man of the match questions we might have had there. Duncan Short with a world-class save right at the end of this game. Of course, it was that 9th minute goal, seems like a long time ago now, from Jack Webb that did clinch it. But what a game, James.
It was phenomenal. I was right on the edge of my seat, parting my nails, and we've got another 3 games to go today. I'm spent after that one.
Yes, of course, Brisbane City and South West Queensland Thunder will be the next game in the Macca's women's game next, but we can go down to pitchside and Alan Kroll.
Join us, Graham. How's it feel to win the grand finals? Any sweeter winning at Suncorp?
Oh mate, it's beautiful. It's an unreal experience. I never thought that we'd be able to experience this, and that Football Queensland's put this on. It's been great. So yeah, just really good. Yeah.
What did you make of the performance the second half? It was backs against the wall a little bit there, wasn't it?
Yeah, Surfers came out at us. We knew they would, but I think we defended really well. We were really solid as a unit, stuck together as a team. And yeah, we resisted the fight, so it was really great to keep the clean sheet. So yeah.
And what do you make of Duncan Short's performance and goals?
Mate, really match. He did everything, mate. He's just a freak. He just gets everywhere. So good for 36.
Superb, mate. All right, how are you going to celebrate this tonight?
We'll go back to the club, celebrate with fans, mate. It's all about them. Look at them, mate. All the Wynnum fans out here. Thanks for coming out. And yeah, we'll go back club, celebrate with them. So,
Beautiful. Well, congratulations again, mate.
thanks, mate.
Cheers. Back to you, Adam and James.
Very happy captain there, Jacob Graham, and he was immense. That entire Wynnum defence, just complete standout performers, and it's going to be party time on the Bayside tonight.
Absolutely, yeah, that back line for Wynnum Wolves, and of course Duncan Short behind them. It was back to the Wolves at time, but a resolute display, and well, they're just taking in the applause now.
A well-earned applause as well, as we've got the highlights. Here's the goal.
Here is the goal. This was back in the 9th minute, of course, with the throw in.
Just into the box, and a clever little flick on that we saw.
I think it was Luke Murphy just getting ahead there of Fubi Sono. You see here, that blistering volley from Jack Webb. Not a strike he's going to forget in a hurry.
Top class strike, top class saves as well from Ford. See some of the other highlights as well. Just free kick over the bar.
Yeah, that one from Jack Webb again there onto the roof of the net. And then that save from Harvey Rivers, and he thought he might have been fouled in the second play of that one, and then Duncan Short denying Morgan Saunders.
I don't know how much he knew about that one, just flung an arm at it. Great take off the cross in, because a white jersey waiting right behind him. Beautiful through ball.
Again here, look how quick he is. Duncan Short there just denied the space.
Might have been the best through ball of the day.
Great ball, wasn't it, from Powell, and again a big punch there just to take the pressure off his defence. Must be so reassuring to have him behind you. And then this was Alex Chenko run into the box, and the finish just couldn't quite match the run.
And Wolves still with their chances in the second half, playing with the advantage, but the action was pretty much down.
This is the big save right at the death from Brad Scott, just getting a fingertip just to tip that over. Here's maybe a better angle. Yeah, again a clear hand on that. A world-class save, fitting of any stadium.
Yeah, finish that was decided by millimetres. And yeah, great season for Wolves, and also a great season for Surfers Paradise as well. We've got to give them plenty of credit. The Premiers, they're both going up a division next season, and I'll tell you what, I can't wait for their first meeting next year.
Absolutely. Well, if it's half as good as this one, we'll be in for a cracker. Yeah, a game that will live long in the memory, as we will just break off now. So that's final one of 4 completed. Next up will be Brisbane City's women taking on South West Queensland Thunder in the Macca FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final. Make sure you stick around for it.